Sound check. Good evening and welcome to the MediaSpeaks.com, a David Lake live special feature. It's 9/11. That's right. I'm David Lake, DLAKE for PREZ, reporting for the MediaSpeaks.com. I keep checking and looking to make sure that I see green lights going like this as I talk. Can I get some sound effects on this shit? What's up with that? Oh, yeah, it's me, DLAKE for PREZ. What do you know? Well, I don't know. I don't know if it was my settings or whatever happened, or because I was going to talk about Obama last night, or I did talk about Obama last night. That actually seems to be the problem. Or I don't know. Google put my ass like on mute. You know what I'm saying? Like Charlie Brown 22 hours ago, last night said, DLAKE, there is no sound. After the show, I was like, oh yeah, yeah, I was broadcasting last night on mute. Hey, here's a taste of last night's show. There it is. Well, this was playing while I was scrolling on Mall. Oh, Guardian of the Galaxy. That was the post last night. The top movie of the summer, Guardians of the Galaxy. But there's Obama in a Superman shirt. There he is posing and flexing. And I covered his address to the nation last night is what I did. And now I'm confusing even myself because I'm looking at last night's video with no sound while I'm recording tonight's video, and I'm trying to make up for lost time, I guess you could say. So last night I was talking about Obama's addressing the nation, on the eve of 9/11, and it's 7:19, 917 backwards. Oh my. Pardon and excuse me. It's September 11th, and I would just like to take a moment of silence for all the lives that were lost on September 11th, 2001, and also those 4 Americans that were killed in Benghazi. No matter the circumstances, they were Americans. I mean, just because they're dead doesn't mean they're perfect angels, but they were American. And if we stand for anything, it's going to be that. So let's have a moment of silence. 9/11, 2014. All right, well, if you appreciated that moment of silence, I hope you did. Hopefully you can hear the audio tonight, considering that last night you could not. Let me see if anybody's saying anything right now. I got all green lights, so apparently it seems like the sound, yes, it is on. I hope you can hear me. I'm DLAKE for PREZ, reporting for the Media Speaks. Okay, great. Tonight we're going to discuss U.S. ground troops needed to defeat ISIS, ISIL, the Islamic State in Iraq, in Syria, and in Iraq and the Levant, and forming an Islamic caliphate. But according to Barack Obama, they're not Islamic, because no religion would preach that you behead people and shoot people with AK-47s or lure them into, you know what I'm saying, like going and blowing up a facility or a government building or else we'll kill your kids. I mean, like, that's unwarranted and unjustified, and that should not be the case. So why don't we get into the article? It's posted on the Washington Times. U.S. ground troops needed to defeat Islamic State in Iraq, say military analysts. Obama's plan to rely on airstrikes. Iraqi troops to combat terrorists doomed to fail. Interesting. Trying to uproot and destroy the Islamic State army of terrorists in Iraq without American ground troops, as President Obama promoted last night, is doomed to failure, national security experts say. Now, national security experts and counterterrorism experts like Matt Olson have been saying stuff since Benghazi 2012, and even going back to 2001, 9/11. It is 9/11. You should listen to people say like Sibel Edmonds, or maybe NSA whistleblower William Binney, who retired from the NSA shortly after 9/11. Boiling Frogs post, you should check that out. I mean, the list goes on and on. Have you ever seen Loose Change? I don't know. It's up to you. It's up to you to go watch it. At the least, the president needs to get ground troops closer to the fight, say some politicians and analysts. He should introduce special operations units to advise and join the Iraqis on a hunt and kill mission against ISIS leaders, or against Islamic State leaders is what it says, or ISIL as the president calls them. And that's a whole other thing. That's what I was saying last night, but it was muted, so you didn't hear me, so now's my opportunity to say it. The questions and answers are enabled tonight. They are open. I'm going to the Q&A right now. No one is joining the conversation. Oh, yes, someone is joining the conversation. Looks like Save America's Liberty says, don't you think it would make more sense to let Israel deal with ISIS than U.S. after 50-plus years and hundreds of billions of dollars? I think it is time for Israel to earn their keep. Very interesting that Save America's Liberty brings Israel into this, considering that it's smack dab in the center of the Levant, however you want to say it, tomato, however you want to play it. Put it on the radio, check it out. Because I know in the north is Turkey, and in the south is Egypt. And smack dab in the middle of ISIL, as President Obama likes to say, at least over 7 times last night. He never once called them ISIS in his address to the nation. And, yeah, smack dab in the middle of that Levant, that's Israel and Palestine and that conflict. And, you know, when they start bombing one another, to me, that is a major distraction. It's 9/11, and again, it's 7:25 West Coast time. It's already 9:12 in the Middle East. You know, that's what I was thinking yesterday. It's 9:10 for us here right now. Like when I was doing that report, I totally went mute last night. But I was thinking to myself, it's like 9/11 in the middle. It's already 9/11 in the Middle East, so they can start their, campaign anytime they want. You know, oh, maybe they could cross the southern border and threaten Fort Bliss or something like that. Look, maybe they'll attack tomorrow when we let all our defenses down after tonight at midnight in the United States. What do you guys think? Questions and answers are open tonight if you have anything to say about that or what I'm saying right now. You know,
your phone is smart. Your kids
whoa, what the hell is that?
Your dog? Well, let's just say he's sweet. Your grocery shopping is smart too.
Thought I disabled all ads and pop-ups and some other shit. What the hell is happening here?
Save more at Ralphs.com. With digital coupons for the things you buy most often. You're saving time by building shopping lists online. And by refilling prescriptions in a scan. Yep, on one smart cookie.
Yeah, you sure are.
Fast checkout too at Ralphs.
I shop at Ralph's. Actually, you know what? This actually looks pretty good. have too many windows open. Here, let's take a look at this. Thank you for viewing and watching and joining.
Said before, these American forces will not have a combat.
Boom.
Drag in another ground war in Iraq. But they are needed to support Iraqi and Kurdish forces with training, intelligence, and equipment. We'll also support Iraq's efforts to stand up National Guard units and help the Sunni communities secure their own freedom from ISIL's control. Across the border in Syria, we have ramped up our military assistance to the Syrian opposition. Tonight I call on Congress again to give us additional authorities and resources to train and equip these fighters.
Okay, I don't know if you're seeing this on my screen share, but this was similar to the camera angle I saw last night, which didn't include the horns that are being talked about on Obama's head tonight. Coming from the curtains above him there.
We cannot rely on Assad.
Look, in this picture, at this angle, I just have antenna. You'll notice how awesomely symmetrical my angle is. What? Got two doorknobs. That's Boner and Reed right there to my right and left. Okay. Barack Obama, I thought you were the guardian of the galaxy. Sessions! Don't give masters of the universe their amnesty!
Your dog? Well, let's just say he's
Where does this dog commercial keep playing at?
smart too.
Oh my
He
god.
shop at Ralph's.
Okay, so I just accidentally closed my link, and going back to the Drudge Report, the ISIS swells to like 35,000. This channel obviously wants to play ads and commercials, but this is the title of today's video, dealing with this, war intervention to hunt and kill Islamic State leaders, as well as insert controllers to point out targets for warplanes. And also incorporate a war against Assad, the Assad regime. Look, the United States has been looking for a reason to go into Syria since before last year, when they said, oh, the Syrian gas attacks is a reason for us to do this and that. And John Kerry's going to storm all around and stomp all around the Middle East like a big giant Frankenstein with his big fuck. He's like, bro, I'm John Kerry. And Turkey today said, no, you can't use our air bases, okay? But I'm not going to go to that link. I'm going to continue with tonight's top news. U.S. ground troops needed to defeat ISIS. What a waste of time, said Larry Johnson, a former CIA analyst and counterterrorism official at the State Department, who's talking about, Barack Obama's four-point plan laid out last night in his address to the nation. We have not learned a thing in 80 years. The Islamic State is an army, ISIS or ISIL or whatever you want to call them this week. The air power is not going to get the job done unless you put troops in and kill these guys. They're going to continue. They adjust to tactics. Oh, guerrilla warfare? Asymmetrical warfare? Wow, never heard of such a thing. They meld into the civilian population. Yeah, they say, United States CIA motherfuckers, come over here, grow your big beards out, put on your turbans and Talibans and all this other stuff, try to look like us, try to join the Islamic State. Now they're like, oh, the Islamic State now accepts gingers and people from Britain and the UK into the Islamic State. And Jihadi John, who executed those prisoners, oh yes, P.S., he's from Britain. He's a hip-hop rap star. Amazing. Great. Wonderful. Fantastic. Awesome. I posted my top 10 rap songs of all time this week on my personal Facebook channel, and Jihadi John wasn't on there. What a fucking surprise. Militants in the Islamic State, also known as ISIS and ISIL, as the president calls them, are so embedded in Mosul, Fallujah, Ramadi, and other Iraqi towns, but not Baghdad, because that's where our embassy is, that it will take skilled land combatants to evict them block by block, analysts say. and that can only be accomplished on the ground. I mean, hey, you know, we have magnificent drones, and we can start sending in some robots. I mean, we could buy them from the Japanese right now for probably less than what it costs to print out a document as big as Obamacare. Okay, relying on the Iraqi security forces, even with frontline U.S. air power, is iffy at best because Iraqi troops have conducted mass retreats rather than standing and fighting in major battlefield offenses. Thank you for joining me tonight and checking me out. Save America's Liberty on the Q&A says ISIS equals Israeli Secret Intelligence Service, a.k.a. Mossad. Very interesting. And like I said, Israel right there smack dab in the middle of ISIL, or the Islamic State of Iraq and the Levant, which Obama always likes to include. ISIS is to put us into a war that never ends. The military-industrial complex that JFK warned about has come to light, if you ask me. It wasn't just JFK. Several presidents. Actually, I don't think it wasn't. Oh, well, JFK did right before he died, right? But who was it? Eisenhower? Yeah, that's good stuff, Save America's Liberty. Thanks for joining the conversation tonight. Let me get back to this article real quick. Said an Army officer in the Pentagon, air power alone cannot win wars. What about Navy? What about submarines? Because the president said, hey, hey, Mitt Romney, we don't have a lot of horses or bayonets. In fact, we just gave all the bayonets to the local police. Your local police now have bayonets to stab your ass, Mike Brown. Or anyone else in Ferguson that tries to act up, especially the fucking media. We'll hit you with rubber bullets. And Jakari Jackson, tear gas for you, buddy. I hope you have a hard time breathing from now on. But with troops on the ground in very small numbers, we can team with Kurds and Shia to support those ground forces in rapidly defeating ISIS. Okay, joining with the Kurds is a good idea because they employ female fighters and women, and we should just put our women on the front line because apparently ISIS doesn't like, and the Islamic State and the Islamic Caliphate, they don't like IC. That's their new name, the Islamic Caliphate. TIC. What? PC, motherfucker. The Caliphate. That's how we roll. That's how we roll, motherfuckers. ISIS, ISIL, formerly Al-Qaeda, AQI, AQAP, AQ, AK-47. Now we got M16s and tanks and jets and shit and billions of dollars, and we'll just get new shit. Oh, and now we'll launch a hacking attack as well on the internet that we dominate. It's like ISIS and what do I call them? ISIS basically is dominating. The name ISIS is dominating the media, but ISIS is dominating the internet because our government seems to like letting them, because we're so free and freedom-loving, that they can be all on Facebook and Twitter and all that other stuff. And when it's time to crack down on them, that's just going to be an excuse to crack down on you. I hope you realize that. And I hope all these people talking all this shit realize that as well. Retired Army General John Keane, an architect of the 2007 troop surge carried out by General David H. Petraeus, said that, at the least, the campaign needs American advisors closer to the battle. Well, I believe we just sent over 400, close to 500 advisors into the area as we try to move closer to Syria and, you know, fuck up the Assad regime the same way we did Muammar Gaddafi in Libya. If the U.S.-led coalition conducts a very aggressive air campaign that hits ISIS hard, sustained, and simultaneously in Iraq and Syria, then ISIS will lose freedom of movement and initiative and will become defensive, okay, Mr. Keane said. However, defeat requires a ground counteroffensive to retake lost territory, led by the Iraqi army and the Free Syrian Army, supported by close air support. Well, see, therein lies the problem, because the FSA, or the Free Syrian Army, seems to be real cozy and comfortable and happy in bed with ISIS. And if they're not comfortable, they get uncomfortable and just surrender their weapons right before they're shot and murdered and lined up and walked across the desert in their underwear and killed. Mr. Obama, Wednesday night by ISIS. Mr. Obama, who said ISIS is not Islamic, the Islamic State is not Islamic, and whatever you think of something is the exact opposite. Mr. Obama Wednesday night refused to characterize as a war his new campaign to degrade and destroy the Islamic State. Instead, he likened it to long-term counterterrorism operations in Somalia and Yemen against Al Qaeda and its spin-offs. Oh, okay, so we'll just keep battling the CIA, our own guys. Like our firefighters will just keep committing arson, so the other firefighters can fight the fire, and get paid to be firefighters because we have all these fires to fight that we're the ones setting. And it works the same way with DHS and all that other stuff. That's why we have to have more bombings. Israel is treating ISIS wounded fighters in the Golan Heights. That is a little-known fact. Interesting. A little-known fact there just came in on my Q&A. Oh, another one. To make Syria stable, we must support Assad. There is no other leaders to hold the country together. What a brilliant and interesting point that you just brought up there, my friend. And while you bring that up, a picture that I've been thinking about a lot lately, and why don't we just go see if we can find it on Google right now by putting in U.S. government with Assad. Let's see if we can find what I'm looking for. Okay, there's Assad, president of Syria. Oh, who's that? Is that John Kerry? Is that John Kerry again? Is that John Kerry some more? Is that John Kerry a little bit right there? Where's the picture? Oh, there it is. That's what I was looking for. Oh, here's John Kerry and his wife, the Heinz ketchup fortune mistress, and Assad and his wife enjoying what looks like a lovely dinner for four. And where's the wider picture? Oh, here we go. Look right here at view image. Look right here at this. Hey, look at this guy over here smoking a hookah at this restaurant. And what's this star-shaped fountain that we're looking at right here? And who's this? Oh, that's Bashar al-Assad. Oh, who's this? Oh, that's Secretary of State John Kerry. And what are these? These marijuana cocktails served by Hasid, or whatever this guy's name is. Hamul. I don't know. That's probably a Chinese ambassador. You can just see the edge of his hairline. It's hard to tell. This guy over here enjoying his hookah again. We're having a lovely dinner. Here's where I cross my hands and fold my fingers in a Illuminati shape. Here's Assad saying that I know you're trying to stab me right here in my fucking heart. How fucking dare you? And you know, beautiful floor pattern. Looks like a lovely restaurant. I'd love to go there. I think that would be magnificent. And where's Pelosi and Assad? Where's Nancy Pelosi and Assad? That's not Nancy Pelosi right there. That was Ms. Heinz or whatever, the Heinz ketchup fortune, wife of John Kerry, whatever her Heinz name is. Pelosi. Pelosi meets with Assad. Oh, Google, how did you know that's what I meant? Images. Oh, there they are. Do you like my legs? I was working out for like 3 months in advance of this sit down. Yes, I was. Oh, thank you so much. I know my hand looks like a 3-day-old piece of salami, but that's cool. Yeah, here's me and my wife, very respectable, very dignified with my Hitler mustache that they always like to point out when they look at me. I have a regular mustache, but the shadow, they like to make that look more Hitlerian so that you will be afraid of me. Hey, what threat does Bashar al-Assad pose to America when he's meeting with John Kerry and Nancy Pelosi and probably John McCain? Did John McCain meet with Assad? Let's see. McCain. Since he loves meeting with terrorists. No, he doesn't want to meet with Assad. Oh, he doesn't meet with Assad. He meets with the ISIL terrorists instead. Hey, is that al-Baghdadi back there in the background? Oh, McCain meets with Assad. John Kerry meets with Assad. Oh, here's Assad meeting the now imprisoned Muslim Brotherhood Egyptian fuck, I can't remember his name. Morsi. There's Mohammed Morsi right there from Egypt. He's in prison now thanks to the Egyptian army. Here we're in the war room discussing how everyone at this table that's already met with Assad is now going to take him down. And thanks, John McCain, for meeting with the rebels there. Thanks for meeting with the rebels while John Kerry was meeting with Assad, because we're going to take down Syria! Oh, here's Barack Obama telling Muammar Gaddafi, thank you. You've done a great job. You're going to be dead and raped in the ass. Have a great day. I mean, it's 9/11. Should I go find some Zbigniew Brzezinski meets with Osama bin Laden? 911 terror. Terror. Google Images. That does look very terrifying, doesn't it? Yeah, there it is. It's 9/11, 2014, 13th anniversary of the terrorist attacks in New York, Philadelphia, and Washington on 13 years ago, 2001. And also, it's a double terror anniversary, if you know anything about that, and you should go check out and look into Benghazi. It's the 2-year anniversary of the terrorist attacks in Benghazi. And I'm really hoping that Trey Gowdy gets to the bottom of that shit. ISIS will be used to suck major players into the Middle East. I agree with that. The Zionist government will not rest until they have World War III. Well, that's a much more in-depth conversation, I think. World War III. Perhaps Save America's Liberty, we could get you on the show this Saturday to discuss it. My good friend on the internet, Don from Save America's Liberty, thanks for watching tonight. I apologize if you were trying to watch last night and you couldn't hear a damn thing. And Charlie Brown and over 130 people that tried to tune in and saw me. If any lip readers watched last night's show, I'm sure they thought it was great. I'm going to leave with some images and another moment of silence to commemorate the 9/11 tragedies of 2001. Thank you for joining again. Declassify the 28 redacted pages of the 9/11 report. I'm DLAKE for PREZ, themediaspeaks.com. Have a great night.